well and enjoying their Fridays. It is the 27th of May, and it's a warm, sunny day wherever you are. It's summer. And as we look into the crypto markets, I'm sure you guys are wondering, and I'm getting DM'd quite a bit to see the sentiment of where Bitcoin's price is going. It's currently averaging between 28 to 30K on a sort of technical level. And we basically can start to see that we are sort of in a sideways pattern, and sort of we are in a bearish move right now, and everyone's sort of crypto's looking a bit low in price, and we're wondering what's really going on, and where do we stand in structure, and do we stay sideways here? What's the updates here? So what I've done is basically I've been looking into other sort of followers of crypto, and just building a sort of like sentiment there, and to see where we are. So there's a few different technicals that I want to go through with you, and that's what we're going to start off with. So let's start looking into Bitcoin. And from Lark Davis, he puts this tweet out on the 23rd of May, and his sort of tweet reads as follows: Bitcoin putting in a huge bullish divergence on the daily. The last time we had something like this happened was in 2021. Could this indicate a big rally brewing? Situation is different now, of course, on the macro level, but food for thought. So if you look into the daily basis, right? If you look into the daily candles, you will see that the last time we were here, it was 26th of June, and that's when we went bullish. So we're at the same sort of floor, and we have bullish divergence on the daily. So let's see if it holds, and sort of and we see a sort of movement upwards and sort of the bullish hierarchy. We got ETH layer 2 coming out as well. So could it line up in the summer, August, September? There's a few different things that I'm looking into. So that's the first thing that sort of Lark Davis pushes out, that we have bullish divergence on the daily. Let's continue. The next person I want to basically point out for on-chain data is On-Chain Collage, and you should follow this page. It's pretty insightful. So what did they say here? So On-Chain Collage basically points out an all-time high 65.4% of the Bitcoin supply hasn't moved in at least 1 year. Looking over the history, this metric is a series of rolling higher highs and higher lows, and all eyes are on when this metric macro rolls over, as this has significantly historically signaled the start of a rally. So what we're seeing is basically hodlers, right? So basically currently, as supply holds above a higher low, could this be a start to another rally? Every time it's done it in 2018 and 2015 and 2014 and 2012, we've seen a bullish rally. So let's see if supply holds and we make a higher high from here. So that's another sort of sentiment to look into. I shall continue. The next thing I want to sort of look into is Bitcoin Archive, because Bitcoin Archive also puts another technical sort of thing on moving averages, and what he's basically saying is, so Bitcoin Archive, what they're pointing out is Bitcoin has entered the buy zone below the 2-year moving average. So yeah, whenever this thing has to sort of touch below the 2-year moving average, what we've seen is is a bullish engulfing pattern, right? And price action and stuff. So could this be how things are looking right now? Whilst the moving averages, the 2-year moving average is below the buy zone. So yeah, it's in the buy zone, so it gives a sort of sentiment to buy this dip. So we'll see. If this could be another trigger. It's just food for thought, right? To see if we're under the buy zone, could we basically move bullish from here? Because every time we've done it in 2016 and 2020, 2019, when we did it in 2020, we've sort of led on to a bullish front. So those are the sentiments in BTC's sort of data. Let's continue. If we look into Ethereum now, this is another sentiment to look into when it comes to Ethereum. So Sentiment is the page. A really, really good on-chain data page. I want more of you to basically follow this through and basically follow this page, Sentiment. I think it's a really, really insightful page with a lot of on-chain data. And you can see a lot of like good accord and real insights into Ethereum's sort of mainnet and other on-chain data for other cryptos. So what do they say here? So they go, Ethereum's average fees are at an extreme low, costing traders just $2.54 per day, $2.54 per transaction currently. This is the lowest Ethereum cost level since July. Historically, but by no means automatically, ETH prices rise after average transactions dip below $5. So what they're saying is every time the price of ETH has dipped below $5, we've seen a bullish engulfing pattern rise in price action. And that's where ETH is right now. ETH is at its current all-time low when it comes to gas fee. And could this also be a reason to be bullish? Because these sort of levels are when we've seen sort of bull runs happen. So yeah, I mean, you can go to Sentiment, you can check out their Twitter page, you can check out their on-chain data website. It's pretty cool. They give you real insights. So that's one thing I'm sort of trying to see if this holds fruit. Because every time it has fallen below $5, we've seen a bullish engulfing pattern. So this is the on-chain data for Ethereum. Let's continue. This is a cool another on-chain data for Solana. And this was from Jumpman NFT, another really cool page that you should follow. And like really like insightful on blockchain and NFTs and really covers OpenSea and as you see in this sort of you can say quote here, they basically point out Magic Eden for Solana. So yeah, Magic Eden is Solana's OpenSea. It's its biggest NFT marketplace. And if you used Magic Eden before, we've previously talked about the Michael Jordan page, right? So if you go to Magic Eden, you would find that basically there's a few cool popular projects here, and so what's the insights with Magic Eden, right? So the first time this year, Magic Eden has actually surpassed OpenSea in active users. So it reads out, well, this is interesting. It might just be Solana summer in NFT land, right? So yeah, so Magic Eden has passed above the OpenSea users, and we have more active users currently using OpenSea. So these are insights to look into. Let's continue now. Now I want to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried, the big funder behind Solana and the founder of FTX, one of the biggest crypto exchanges, centralized crypto exchanges in the United States and soon around the world. So what's happening here? So Sam Bankman-Fried, as we know, was the sort of donor to Joe Biden's Democratic pledge, and now he's sort of taking it a step further. So yeah, so it reads out here: Sam Bankman-Fried budgets $1 billion for U.S. election. The FTX founder could become the biggest political donor in U.S. history in 2024. So the key takeaways here are: FTX founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried has stated that he could donate over $100 million in 2024 presidential election. He added that he could donate up to $1 billion depending on the candidates and the company and the campaign issues that are in play. He donated $5.2 million to Biden's campaign last year and has donated more than $9 million to congressional candidates. So is he buying up Congress? Right? That's the question. So FTX founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried has stated that he could spend up to $1 billion in 2024's U.S. election. Yeah, so this is the big things. Like the donors used to be, the big banks and stuff, and now we're seeing, a founder like Sam Bankman-Fried becoming one of the biggest donors to the U.S. election. So CNBC reported today that Bankman-Fried revealed his spending plans in an interview on the podcast What's Your Problem? Bankman-Fried replied, expect to donate north of $100 million with a soft ceiling of $1 billion in 2024 election. I would hate to say hard ceiling because who knows what's going to happen between now and then. He added that he would determine the precise amount based on the candidates and their policies, concluding that the amount is dependent on exactly who's running, where, and for what. So yeah, so previously Sam has basically made a donation to Joe Biden's campaign. So you had 5.2 million donated by Joe Biden, but by Sam Bankman-Fried to Joe Biden's campaign, and this was second largest behind Michael Bloomberg's $56 million. So we're seeing like not just vocal sort of integration into our society, but we're seeing people like Sam Bankman-Fried really take it into politics and basically buy out Congress in this way for $1 billion. So that's the news on Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's continue. This is really big crypto adoption news, and this is something that has taken my initiative, and it's something we haven't covered previously, but I think we've covered Visa and how Visa have basically taken up adoption to NFTs and cryptocurrencies, and how they're working with layer 2 solutions and making it where USDC can be that coin that is used on a Visa credit card or debit card. Well, this is something that passed my sort of guard last year, so I want to just repeat this here. So it goes here: ConsenSys launches ConsenSys Rollups with the support of Mastercard, fostering innovation and scalability on the Ethereum mainnet for private and permissioned blockchain. Solution enables Ethereum software developers to increase scale, efficiency, and speed of transactions on the Ethereum mainnet and permissioned blockchain. So yeah, so ConsenSys is working alongside Mastercard here, and building its sort of layers, and building its sort of central banking digital currency, building its decentralized exchange, its micropayments, its private transfers and taxes. So ConsenSys is basically in line with Mastercard here. So as we know, Visa and Mastercard are the biggest sort of credit cards used around the world in finance. So to see this is something that I wish I covered earlier in the year. But yeah, so ConsenSys launches ConsenSys Rollups with the support of Mastercard. really big adoption news. Let's continue. Okay, this is more to do with like entertainment and media. But this is what happened in Hollywood recently, right? So Seth Green appeals. So Seth Green, as we know, a Hollywood actor, worked in many countless films. Had his Bored Ape Yacht Club stolen. So let's read here. So Seth Green appeals for return of Bored Ape NFTs due to star in his new show. Days before he's set to make his world debut, he's literally kidnapped. So Seth Green has lost 4 NFTs in a recent phishing scam, including one image from the Bored Ape Yacht Club series that he had been intended to base a new TV show around. Fred Simeon, an ape pictured with a halo and a skeleton t-shirt, was sold over $200,000 after the actor, producer, writer, and director unwittingly visited a phishing site on May the 8th. Green is particularly concerned that no longer owns the commercial rights to the character due to appear in the latest project. Well, friends, it happened to me. Got fished and had 4 NFTs stolen. Green tweeted on May the 17th. So he goes, Darkwing, looks like you bought my stolen ape. Hit me up so we can fix it. So this was the tweet pulled out here. So these were his 4 Bored Ape Yacht Club, his NFTs that were stolen. So yeah, so you can see the green NFT there, in sort of like the skeleton angelic feel. Here is the sort of acid Bored Ape, and here's a doodle. So he's had all these NFTs stolen through a phishing scam, and now he's asking for them back. So we'll keep. So there was a little update here, where I believe the owner of one of the stolen Bored Apes actually spoke to BuzzFeed. So we'll kind of look into this. So the owner of Seth Green's stolen Bored Ape said that they have no plans to return it. The owner requested that BuzzFeed News put them in touch with Seth Green. So after scammers swiped comedian Seth Green's NFT collection, robbing him of the Bored Ape, he planned to feature in his upcoming animated show. BuzzFeed News spoke to the person claiming to be the ape's current owner. This anonymous collector, who has said they are an Australian surgeon with a side hustle, believes that they bought it in good faith, and conceded that they have no plans for the NFT, including repatriating it to Green. So basically the person that bought it does not want to give it back. But let's see why, right? So it goes, according to blockchain records, Bored Ape 8398 was purchased from the anonymous scammer by Darkwing, a pseudonymous user who dropped more than $200,000 on the NFT before transferring it to another collection named GBE Vault. The transfer happened within minutes, leading some internet sleuths to wonder if they were in fact the same person. Based on the information, Green located Darkwing84 on Twitter, but thus far has failed to make contact. So he's quoted to say, "I'm happy to chat with Seth directly." The individual claiming to now own the Bored Ape told BuzzFeed in a new Twitter DM, "Just woke up and have seen this craziness. Please put him in contact with me." So yeah, so we're seeing how this thing sort of pulls up. This Australian surgeon claims that this he bought it in good terms, in good faith, and he does not want to return it. So let's see how this builds. We'll keep an eye on this. Like anything like sort of big hacks like these, we keep an eye on. But yeah, this is how NFTs are basically represented right now. So yeah, always be careful, guys. Always keep your wallets in a locked state, and never never ever, you know, bring them to a place of, phishing scams, and never add extensions if you have multiple wallets on your browser. So let's see what else this guy wrote. So I have no plans for the ape, Mr. Cheese added. As you can see, I have been collecting for a while. I bought it because I liked it. It wasn't a cheap buy either and was not marked as suspicious, so I bought it in good faith. I'm happy to be in contact with Seth to chat about this. So yeah, let's see how this develops. It's something I wanna surely look into. So that's the news on Seth Green. Now we have a few articles left now to cover. Next thing I want to cover is the Bank of Japan. So Japan's second largest bank to launch institutional Bitcoin crypto custodial services. So Sumitomo Mitsui Trust will partner with BitBank to form a company focused on institutional custodial services for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This is really big updates here. So Japanese bank Sumitomo Mitsui Trust is launching a new company for institutional clients looking for custodial services for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The new company will be called Japan Digital Asset Trust and is a joint venture with 85% ownership belonging to BitBank and 15% belonging to Mitsui Trust. A venture reportedly has $2.3 million of committed capital for launch and expects to raise a total of $78 million. Amazing adoption, these guys. So we're gonna see. So as we get more updates on basically Mitsui Trust, we will keep you posted. But this is great news coming from Japan, that the second largest bank is about to launch its institutional Bitcoin service. So that's awesome. Big news. Now, if you guys remember the GameStop thing, which was interesting, the Reddit people that sort of short squeezed hedge funds out of a short position. So GameStop is the gaming company that basically survived, and now they are launching an Ethereum wallet. The popular video game retailer has launched a non-custodial Ethereum wallet for crypto and NFTs. The world's largest video game retailer, GameStop, has launched a non-custodial Ethereum wallet. The wallet will let gamers and other users store, send, receive, and use NFTs and other cryptocurrencies. It will also be compatible with GameStop's upcoming NFT marketplace. The world's largest game retailer, GameStop, has launched a non-custodial wallet supporting NFTs and other Ethereum-based assets. GameStop launches crypto and NFT wallets. So yeah, the US-based video game firm announced in a Monday press release that it had rolled out the beta version of a non-custodial wallet to allow gamers and other stores send, receive, and use cryptocurrencies and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. So yeah, GameStop now is allowing its customers to use its Ethereum wallet. So that's big adoption news there. The last thing I want to cover is basically this tweet here. I think it's really unique to look into. This is Web 2 and Web 3 colliding, right, in statistics. So this is cdixon.eth, another really good Twitter handle to follow. And what cdixon.eth basically shows here. So let's read this tweet out. So this analysis of average creator revenue is my favorite slide in the report. The numbers are even more extraordinary than when you consider how many more users Web 2 has than Web 3 at this stage. Yeah, this is pretty interesting to see, right? Like, let us end it up with seeing how much producers of content make, right? So currently Spotify makes $7 billion annually, has an average of 11 million users, artists that create the music, and at average per artist gets paid $636 per artist, you know. So that's the sort of Collage of Spotify. Now, if we look into Facebook, Facebook has made $300 million in revenue, and 2.91 billion users, right, in Facebook. And another thing is per user, averages 10 cents, right, in that sort of revenue stream. So yeah, estimated based on Mark Zuckerberg's pledge to pay creators $1 billion through 2022. The next thing to look into is YouTube. $15 billion that was made, right? So there's 37 million channels, and an average of $2.47 average per channel is the sort of revenue. Not saying any of this is like fully accurate, but it just gives you an average estimate of like how much an average user is making per channel from its total revenue. So these are Web 2s, right? YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Now you please guys look into what NFTs are doing here. So in NFTs, thus far, $3.9 billion has been generated, and there's a total of 22,400 creators in NFTs, and that averages out 174,000 per creator. So yeah, includes Ethereum denominated primary sales of ERC-721 and ERC-1155, the engine layer, plus creators royalty from secondary sales on OpenSea. Right, so that's showing you where Web3 is going for creators, which is looking super bullish. So that's the news there, guys. I hope that gives you better sentiment of where price is going and what the full sentiment is around Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Magic Eden, and seeing where the money's going as well. So stay bullish, guys. Crypto adoption is here, and we're going to be adopting massively. But yeah, ending it with that, with $3.9 billion created, 174,000 per creator. That's pretty awesome. But thank you, guys. That's me out. Happy Fridays.